New York. You can live in Babylon and just be a good person in Babylon. What you
Well,
scared
I have
of?
to let you know though, brother, that
What up, P?
unfortunately that sounds good, but unfortunately you
Mm.
can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Whenever somebody's
What you mean,
attempting to get,
bruh?
please allow me to finish, and I'll tell you. Whenever somebody's attempting to get off drugs, it's recommended and it's in their best interest that they remove themselves from the place that they got hooked on drugs. That's what rehab is about. Rehab is a facility or an environment that takes you away from where you initially started the problem. And rehab doesn't guarantee you heal because there's people that go to rehab and end up getting back on drugs. But what rehab does is offer you an environment that's allowing you to combat the habit that you're trying to break. And so, what I'm saying to you is that you can't teach people how to heal in the same place that broke them.
Uh, let me add on to this real fast too, though, y'all. If y'all understand how social media and TV, why do y'all think y'all see preachers on TV? Ultimately, it's to get the word across, get the word out, to spread the news, spread the God, whatever. You know, I'm not saying that I'm blind believe with everything that True is saying. No, I'm just saying that when you're trying to spread your message, social media is the number one form of networking and money and marketing. When it comes down to it, you can get your message off even on social media, even with presidential campaigns and the real world life. People trying to spread the news when they preachers on TV. What's the purpose of the TV for? Pandemic occurred, everybody going to church on TV, YouTube, stuff like that. Why? Ultimately, get the news out. People can learn from social media. You can learn by the things that you hear and see on social media. Like, I know y'all don't agree with some of you guys don't agree, may not agree with Nature Boy, True, and how they what they use with their power, with their influence. Some of you guys don't agree with that, but when you look at it, for the most part, like I said, I agree with a lot of the teachings. If y'all sit back and just what they're saying, they're not saying nothing that's wrong for the most part.
For
I
sure.
agree with about 70% of what they say.
Yeah.
But the concept of what he's saying is like you don't. That's why I said you don't have to be on. I don't have to be in the middle of Western and Manchester, Crenshaw and Slauson in L.A. or something to get my message across. I can get my message across on social media, dealing with people in an environment like this, given that if Babylon is within you, and if Babylon is within you, True is actually going on here talking to the folks that's in Babylon. Um, he ain't said nothing wrong, y'all. No shade. I broke it down a little bit different for y'all, but he ain't said nothing ultimately wrong.
Listen, you can't. It's not about me saying anything right or wrong. That's not what this is about. People
Yeah.
hate themselves, and whenever
Nah, but you're
you
not
have
speaking a good
something,
fight though. You're not
whenever you
true.
have something that somebody doesn't have, you threaten them. I
Hey,
threaten
true. Hey,
people.
look, hey, true. Let me tell you something, man. Look, I'm in Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Babylon is in my own mind, like you say. It's a mentality thing. I'm Babylon is in my own mind, so I deal with it. And I actually live in the world. You know what I'm saying? I actually live in the city. You know what I'm saying? And I deal with Babylon myself through myself. You know what I'm saying? I have my own happiness and I have my own depressions. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to look at other people in the world and say, hey man, you fucked up, man. You going through shit. You in Babylon and all this. I'm in Babylon my damn self. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, man. You
Do
gotta be
you
a
want to
man out here
stay
by
there, or
your.
do you want to get out?
Do I want to stay? I can get myself out. That's the only
I
way I
asked
can
you a
get out
question.
myself.
I literally just asked you a question. Do you want to? You identified you're in Babylon. Okay, problem
Yeah.
identified. Now, do you want to stay or do you want to get out?
Of course I want to get out.
Okay, so you're not gonna be able to get out by staying in an environment that put you there.
What environment what the environment look like?
It looks like America. It looks like Miami,
America.
Atlanta,
It don't
Los
look like
I would say
Angeles.
that.
Mexico? Huh?
Truthfully, I would say that. Truthfully, I would say you would know what environment put you there. You would know what environment because you know about your past. You know what got you there. You know that more than anyone. Which everybody, whoever, whatever put you in that state of mind that you make you feel a certain way, you know that. Like if somebody's dealing with somebody, they said they're in a toxic relationship. You want to try to get away from the toxic. You want to cut whatever the toxic person, the friend, or whatever it may be off, and go so you can ultimately get to that state. But if you can't cut it off, I mean, you're not gonna cut that person off, and it's pretty much continue. The energy is gonna continue to go. And this is
Like
not to say, okay, after he's saying this, it's like you have to go with, you have to join uh, True or Nature Boy. No, but if that state of mind, to get out of that state of mind, you have to find out what actually puts you there.
and
It's
it's a
not that
lot of
hard to
things.
understand.
You can't say America is Babylon. I mean, the people that live in other countries, they look at it like where they from is Babylon. They trying to get to America.
Do you know
America is
what
the holy
Babylon
land.
is? Do you know what
Huh?
Babylon is? Let's just get to the definition of what Babylon is so that we don't have to be confused.
It's all
Babylon
evil. It's all just
Babylon
all the bad
listen to what I'm
things.
saying
That's
to
what it
you.
is.
It's simple. Babylon is an environment that is the residual of a mentality that teaches people to go against their own self. For example,
And the best love is
Babylon,
self-love.
but yeah, of course, but the thing about it is that love is understanding. You can't even love yourself if you don't understand yourself. If you don't understand what's best for you, how can you give yourself the best? You can't. So what I'm saying to you is that the environment that you live in is not teaching you to be your very best. It's teaching you how to be an employee and a law-abiding citizen.
What's an employee? You talking about employee for to God? Is
No, no,
that what you
no.
talking about?
I'm
What are
talking
you
about
talking about?
working. I'm talking about working for these corporations.
Oh, I serve humanity. I don't know what you're talking about. Talking about working for corporations.
Oh,
I serve
you can.
humanity. What do you
Okay,
mean?
okay. Well, let's not talk about you because let's not make it personal.
No, because
The
you're being like the serpent. You're making it look like it's a bad thing. You're making it look like because you work for McDonald's, you're making it like, oh, you're working for McDonald's. That's bad. You're
That's
not serving
evil.
it.
Do you know that's evil?
That's
That's literally
what?
evil. You're promoting the production of food products that are unhealthy for people. That's evil.
What? Okay, who are you? Why not give people what they want? Who are you to make a choice? Who are you to decide what people want? Why don't people won't ask you, hey, sir, can I get a biscuit? What's wrong with that? Why can't you just serve humanity? Why do you gotta tell humanity what they need? Are you
So
God?
you don't. Yes.
I mean, low key, so low key, Randall. All right. So you just said, well, who are you to tell people what they need? Are you God? I mean, as Christians, you being a Christian, your job is to spread the news. Your job is supposed to go out and inform people. Look, X, Y, and Z. This is what you guys need to do because the Bible says so. You know,
You can't
again, like
always
this
know
ain't
what
the.
people want. All you can do is just I mean, it's a
Yeah,
partnership.
It,
This
it's not
world is a
about. It's not
partnership.
about what.
We
It's
working
not about
together.
what people want. No, it's not about what people want. It's about what's best for them. And people need to know what's best for them. And what's best for people needs to be determined objectively.
That's not your job, but you don't know what's best a person at that time.
I
You
actually
know
do.
what's best for you. You don't
No,
know
no,
if you don't,
I know what's
huh?
actually best because listen, you can objectively determine and study the patterns of what's appropriate and what's inappropriate to go in the human body. We've seen
that,
the patterns of what happens when people eat certain food and it creates certain stresses and certain
See, you're
ailments
trying to
in their
be
body.
God. You're trying to be
I am
God.
God. I am God.
What?